Hi there, my name is Emeka Frances, Creative Director over here at Beautiful Fit Publishing, and it's so good to be with you on here. You are about to watch the book marketing strategies session that we have with Emeka Nobis. I know that your book journey is going to be better because of the session you're about to watch. But before you go on to watching this session, I want to encourage you to not just stop with this video that you are going to watch. We have 4 other book marketing strategies interviews where you will be learning from authors like Akpan, publisher at SWAdvantage, authors like Ayodeji, Ebadan, founder of Print Doctor Africa, Favour Ajayi, publisher at Testimony House Publishing, and Tope and Dapo Omotosho. Tope is a Christian fiction author whose books have sold wildly. We have interview sessions from them, and we also have a 12-week marketing workbook and ebook that you can use to craft a 12-week marketing plan for your book. 4 weeks before book launch, during your book launch, and after your book launch. If you're an author who is interested in making sure that your books market well and sell out wide and increase your influence, impact, and income, I want to encourage you to get this bundle offer. Click on the link in the description box below to get that offer. If you are saying I need help to craft out a marketing plan, we also have an offer for you where you can work with us personally and we will craft out a marketing plan for you tailored to your own book message. Click on the link in the description box below to also take advantage of that offer. Please note that the offer for learning from other authors and publishers and also getting the 12-week marketing book plan and workbook is going to end August 10th, 2022. It's an offer where you get to purchase at 7,500 naira instead of 15,000 naira. So go take that offer now. And now you can go on to watching this session with Emeka Nobis and see you on the other side. Yay! It says we are live. Good evening, good evening. Yes, we are.
Good evening.
Good evening, and good evening to everyone joining us from wherever you are. It's so good to be here tonight.
Thank you.
And I'm literally here as a student. I want to learn. So good evening to everyone or anyone who's joining us or will be joining in the replay. You are welcome, 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 welcome. My name is Emeka Frances, and I'm a minister of the gospel, a lawyer, and an author, and I run Beautiful Fit Publishing, a business to help authors bet their books to life. I've been an author since 2015, and recently I started having just this deep passion for authors because I would work on the book of authors and they would say, oh, you know, Hepzibah, I haven't sold anything. I've put it up on online sites, but it's not selling. So I started just having this passion to help. And I wanted to bring in people who would help us with wisdom for the books. Because even if you are a Christian author, which is most of the authors who come to us are Christian authors, and God has given you this book, you know, you got it from a vision, you got it from a dream, it was very clear, it was an encounter. Now you've bettered it, but it's not, you know, it's not going out there. You need to have wisdom. So, sir, you're welcome to the book marketing strategies for authors tonight. And
thank you.
As I said, even I myself, I just really want to gain wisdom. And for everyone joining us, I trust, I believe that you are going to be blessed tonight. Welcome again, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir, so let's begin. I already know a bit of your story. I read your first book and how you weren't given an opportunity by traditional publishers, and that had you going back to the drawing board and really just building your influence and working your way to creating your world, so to speak, for your books and your works. So I'd just like to start with how was it building from scratch? Because sometimes it seems like a mountain for a lot of authors and aspiring authors. How do I start building a platform and a readership for myself?
Okay, so before when I thank you that you've read my story. And what happened at the time was that I had released my book, my first book at the time in 2011. And after selling just 200 copies of that book, I was not able to sell any more. Another, I wasn't able to sell more than 200 copies. I sold the 200 copies to my friends, to my family members, and my colleagues at work. I used to work in an oil servicing company. And after that, I couldn't sell. I didn't just understand. I felt at that time, I felt that if I produced a book, that the book was good enough and people were going to rush to buy the book. That was the ideology I had in my head. And it stemmed from the fact that where I grew up in, I'm from the Southeast, I'm Igbo. There's something that they say in my language, and I will speak Igbo language and then I'll translate it. They say, "Ahioma na-ere onwe ya." That's what they say in my language. It means that a good product sells itself. But that's the half truth. That's the half truth. Because people feel that because the book is good enough, then people can rush it. I'm saying that it could be half truth because your book may not be so good enough. You may be thinking that the book is good enough that it will sell itself. Second thing is that it could be circumstantial. For example, it could depend on the title of your book. Last year, it was 2 years ago, all right, I saw a book written by a guy called Hi My DBA. Hi My DBA. The title of that book is I For Don't Blow, but I Took the Press Phone. That's the title of the book. I For Don't Blow, but I Took the Press Phone. Now, that title of that book connected to the hearts of lots of people, especially the young what we call generations Y or generation Z. These guys that always are pressing the phone, and their parents are always saying, "What are you always pressing this phone? Every time you're pressing phone, but you're not making money from this phone. This phone is, all you young people, why are you always pressing phone?" So people connected to that book, and people were buying the book because it connected deeply to their reality. People were just sharing the book on their screensavers, on their WhatsApp status, and they were just helping to sell the book. Now, it's not every book that may experience such circumstantial success. You need to be able to get to the point that you prime success for yourself. And so for me, my experience at the time was that I thought that the book was going to sell itself, but man, it wasn't happening. So I was like, what happened? Why is this book not selling? I didn't know jack about how to market my book and how to sell the book. So at that point, in that cloud of anger and confusion that I was in, somebody started telling me about a man called Michael Hyatt. That Michael Hyatt helps individuals to build their platforms so that they can become visible, so that they can become powerful individuals. So I reached out, and I started following Michael Hyatt. And Michael Hyatt had a school at the time. Sorry, not a school, but an academy of sorts at the time, Platform University. That's what he called it. And at that time, I was paying $30 a month. That was as far back as I think 2013 or 2014. I can't remember. So I started paying $30 a month. That time, exchange rate was about 100 naira, 120 naira to a dollar. So it wasn't so much. So I was paying from my salary at the time. And so Michael Hart started to teach things that have to do with you being able to build a platform. Please remember that for you to be able to be, note this, for you to be able to be very powerful with your book marketing, it has to do with you first and foremost as an individual, your platform that you've created, the content you're creating, the number of followership that you're doing, that you're working on to increase on a daily basis or not so daily basis, and the offers that you're making, which are your books. So Michael Hyatt was teaching all that. So that was how I started building. You choose a platform. For me, Facebook is my platform. That is where I showcase. People who follow me know that I'm always there on Facebook every day. Sometimes I do 10 pieces of content every day. Sometimes I do up to 20 pieces of content. So every day I started showing up every day consistently. For a year, people were not really paying attention to what I was posting, but I was there. Consistency, consistently. Consistency is the name of the game. So I kept on posting, I kept on pushing forth, creating content, let me tell you the truth. There's a guy that in this building. I'm in Lagos. The guy that gave us this building, and that's one of the benefits of social media. I'm staying in a 4-bedroom apartment, 4-bedroom duplex. I should pay 150,000 naira a night for this building, but we got it for free because the guy was following everything has been following me on social media. He said, "I like what you're doing. You're coming to the city of Lagos. You guys are coming to be a blessing to the people in Lagos. Let's give you this to be a support to you." And he gave it to us as a support. That is what can happen to you when you start to grow your platform intentionally. When you start to grow your platform intentionally, that is what one of the benefits that can happen to you, because you're touching people's lives. As you're touching people's lives with all the things you're creating, you are steering generosity in the hearts of individuals. And generosity is about giving back. People want to give you back because they feel that they are indebted to you because of the greatness that you're consistently dishing out there in the marketplace. So I started following him, and then I began to learn how to create content, learn how to engage with people, leadership, emotional intelligence, and a whole lot. And I kept on building. So this particular guy that gave us this house, he came to this place yesterday, and he began to tell me that, do you know how he got his breakthrough? He created 3 Instagram accounts, and he started posting content every day. Consistently. He said that he was posting content every day for 6 months until somebody asked the question, "Can you help me to do decoration for my house?" He said the person paid him 400,000 naira, and that was his first ever interior decoration job. And then from there, he started getting other ones, and then he decided to delve into real estate. So he started, he likes to work with individuals who want to do short lets. He says he loves that because the money comes in consistently and So imagine that 6 good months. So some individuals today, they create content one day, first day, 3 days, and then nobody's placing like, nobody's commenting. The next thing they just give up and say, "I know they do again." How will you be able to? So there has to be this sustaining power that can help you, to stay and consistently build your platform. So for me, like today now, I'm getting close to 66,000 followers, right? So on Facebook. So you can imagine, I tell individuals who come to me and say, and I tell them that Emeka Nobis cannot cry anymore for food, money to feed. If all things remain equal, I won't cry anymore. Like, money comes in, no matter how small, every day from people. So it could be 1,000 naira product, 1,000 naira ebook. People are buying every day. And as I keep getting new followers, more people are also seeing what I'm doing, more people are buying from me. So it's a consistent effort. What I see, a lot of authors in Nigeria, is that they are not consistent with their efforts in marketing. Ask some of them now that you've published your book, you published their books for, right? Ask them when was the last time they even talked about their book. Ask them the last time they posted a picture. Ask them. Ask them the last time they held the book in their hand and they did a reading. Ask them. You'll be shocked that for them, it's just a passing thing. They just do it once a week, or once in 2 weeks, or once in a month, and you're expecting to have results. It can't work like that. So I've been building.
Go on, sir. Go on, sir.
Yeah, so I've been building since 2011. So I didn't publish a book anymore in 2011. So I kept on learning, attending conferences, trying to understand what it means to market a book. And by 2016, I released another ebook this time around, not even printed book. And in 90 days, I was able to do 3 million. What changed? Because I now understood what it means to really be able to market the book. I have a book I want to release in 2024. I'm not writing any other printed book between now and 2024. And that book, I'm targeting 500 million naira in sales. So I've started marketing even before the book comes out.
Yeah.
So that's to tell you. Anyway, as we continue the conversation, I can be sharing a whole lot more.
Yeah. And I see that you set goals, actually.
Yes.
You
Yes.
set goals for this 2024
People need to understand that for me, authoring a book is like a project. All right, it's like a project. When is the launch date? What should I do to be able to make my goal a reality? All right, so it's a project for me. I've set the end time. And then I roll back to start from here and start building all the momentum that will lead to the launch of the book, so that I can make money from the book. Okay, so it's intentional. It's not something you just leave to chances, which I see a lot of people do. So
Wow. Wow. And I feel like it's such a mindset shift. Like it actually starts from the mind where you
yeah, I have my
you
friend. Oh yeah, stand up. I have my people in the house here, so she's scrolling. She doesn't want people to see. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so I see that it actually starts from the mind. There's a bit of mindset shift that takes place where this author has to start seeing themselves differently, first of all,
Exactly.
and put more intentionality into their game. I'm an author, I'm writing a book, but this is not just a hobby. This is actually something that's a project and can bring in income, can bless lives, can multiply. Yeah, so I'm
Exactly.
just like, hmm, it
Yeah,
starts from the mind.
many of them are not seeing themselves like that. The
Yeah.
marketing starts with you. The marketing and success of your book is just like somebody who's starting out a business. You are the
Hmm.
driving force of that business. Look at all the businesses around the world that are doing well. Many of them took on the personality and the culture of the founder. If
Hmm.
the head of the business is an empty head, it will rub off on the organization. So we need to
Hmm.
understand that for your book to become a success, you have to be in the driving seat of the marketing. So many
Hmm.
of them see it as a hobby. I do it when I like.
Yeah.
To me, it's not a
Yeah.
hobby. It's an enterprise. An enterprise must be
Hmm.
driven with goals, with project
Hmm.
deadlines, with deliverables, with the desire to even make money, to leave a
Wow.
legacy, to
Wow.
spread the ideology, all right,
Hmm.
to create narrative that people should follow. So
Hmm.
for me, that is what it is for me. It's not a hobby. I have taken time to create this product. I should be driving the marketing activities to make people to buy the book. So
Wow.
I hope people. I see a lot of authors. Many of them have not gotten to that point yet. They just write the book. Okay, if it sells, fine. If it, oh well.
My gosh. Okay, sir. The next question I wanted to ask had me already laughing, but I feel like it's going to impact upon anyone in that demographic that is currently watching this video or will watch after. Because I serve most times Christian authors. And I feel like Christian authors, they don't put in the work.
You see,
Yes.
the thing is this. I don't know, but I have a lot of problems with a lot of Christian authors. Number one is that when you try to work with Christian authors, they bring in God, 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 like as if it's God that's going to sell the book.
Hmm.
They tell you that they want to pray. And when
Hmm.
you tell them that let's look at strategies, and they come and say they want to pray, I don't know. They look at me as if I'm not born again enough. And I'm always thinking about strategies. I'm carnal in my thinking. I just let them be. And I sit back and watch and see how the prayer is helping them to sell the book.
I want
The
you
thing,
to speak to
the
that.
thing is that God has established guidelines, even in the Bible, like guidelines for you to do what you ought to do, not to pray.
Hmm.
Prayer is there. I don't put away the place of prayer, but there are things you need to do. You can't wake up every day and then you hold your book and start praying. Oh, shaka, pa, pa, pa. Oh, no, no, this book we sell. This, I mean, and then you do not step out to go and have conversation about the book, which is the
Hmm.
marketing. You have to have conversation. You can't go somewhere, maybe conference, and you're sitting down somewhere with someone, and then you begin to talk about your book and the message of your book. That is a marketing. You cannot carry your books like this and go to show someone, I have a book. This is what the book is all about. You can't wake up and then do live stream and talk about your book or post a picture. or host a reading session. For example, you can have a small reading session, even if it's not in your house. Find a coffee shop. Like, for example, now I'm in Lagos. And one of the ways that I want to deepen my connections with people is the fact that on Thursday, I'm saying 25 individuals who are willing to just come around and talk about books and marketing. I'm free and available for you in Surulere. Now imagine 25 people come into the room. They have known who Emeka Nobis is. What does that do? They will learn from me. They will learn from one another in the room. There will be a connection in the room. And then I have become like a point of contact that when someone needs a solution, they will say, that guy Emeka Nobis is the guy you should go to. Do they do these things as Christian authors? Rather, many of them decide to stay home, fast, and pray, and expect that the Holy Spirit will just lift the book from their room, tear their roof, and then start throwing the book into people's houses and collecting their monies. Even some of them, the titles they give their books, when I want to tell them this title will not go sell for market. No, God inspired it. God will do the work. 1 year after they come back, nothing is happening. And you don't want to mock the individual and say, maybe you say God will do it. You just give. So for me, when they begin to tell me God, 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 I say, fine. This is what God has blessed me with. If you are willing for me to help you, fine. If you're not willing, if you feel that I'm not the God type as you deem it, by all means, go flow with God. Sometimes they come back and they're not making sales because you need to understand. You need to look at it in the Bible also. All right. When Noah was supposed to build the ark, God gave specific instructions about how to build the ark. God, with all his power, God spoke other things into existence. Let there be light, let there be light, let there be the earth, let there be sea, let there be then he even created man. God did all that. God would have really said, hey, Noah, and all the people on this island, stay one side. Okay, watch me. I speak ark into existence, and the ark will just appear, boom, and then you say everybody enter the ark. But God gave specific instructions, templates, procedures, scope of standard operating procedures, protocols, measurements that they needed to follow to be able to get to the finished product. So God is a God of order, a God of processes. If Noah had stayed there and started praying, Lord, this ark we build, Lord, the ark wouldn't have come forth. Do you get what I mean? So, or commanding the angels to come and build the ark, I don't know. But God, by virtue of all those things he did, gave us specific examples of how to attend to processes to get the results that you're looking for. So
we can't.
I keep imploring them, please take marketing seriously. It's not a worldly. Many of them think it's a worldly thing, and when I start telling them, "Oh, you like money too much," when they come to me, you like money too much. These are okay. Fine. I don't want to quarrel with you. I don't want to quarrel with God. Do as you deem fit. No. I know that you'll be experiencing these issues with. Those who are not even Christian authors are having. I see the lackadaisical attitude towards books. Not now talk of Christian authors. The moment you said you are producing for Christian, I just knew that, man. Many of them, some of them who have decided to listen to me, they are doing amazing. There's one. Let me tell you. There's one in the UK. There's a woman in the UK. When she came across to me, and I told her, man, look at how I am. I know you love God and all that, but look at how it is for me. Said, Emeka, I'm willing to follow. Because I'm not going to lead you astray. I'm not going to tell you to abandon your God or to do what is against your principles. No, I can't tell you to go naked, to go and sell your book, open your breast, so that people will look at your breast and buy your book. No, I won't tell you such things because I don't do them. So by the time this man came, when he started down marketing a little bit, do you know how church people began to look at her like as if she was now not born again? Do you get? So I told her, man, everything is in your hands to do. If you want to go ahead and live up to your expectations, that's fine. If you want to allow these people to talk you out of doing what you are going to do to be able to get this book out, that's all on you. I won't tell you what to do. You have to make that decision. A few months later, she came back to me and said she and her husband are in the same church, but she decided and with her husband and said, husband, Okay, stay in the church. Me, I'm going out.
Hmm.
She left, but the husband is still back there. So now she launched that book, and she told me that book sold 200 copies in less than, I can't remember, less than a week or so. Her very first book. And they needed to see the book. The book has very big volume, something like this.
Hmm.
You get. I don't write books like this, but that woman's book is up to this size.
Hmm.
And she's been selling. You get.
Hmm.
So if they pay attention to what it takes to sell, they will sell. But if they
They
decide
will
that
sell.
God will do it, then that's fine.
Hmm. And I feel like we even have Christian authors even have more reasons to sell their books.
Of course.
There was something that Bishop Waloke had spoken. Yeah, and he was like, you can create wealth. You have a bigger reason to create wealth,
Yeah,
and it can be done through your book. So again, it's just back to that mindset shift again.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
mind is purely
Thank you so
mindset, a
much, sir,
whole
for
lot of mindset.
tonight.
Thank you.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. It is. It is. Thank you, sir. I don't want to keep it too much, but I have just one final question. Um,
Okay.
would you please just share with us a few practical strategies for marketing a book? Say I'm a first-time
Okay.
author or I am an upcoming author. Yeah.
So the thing is that there are many strategies. All right, many strategies. Number one is you decide to be the one driving. We've said that before. Decide to be the one at the center of your marketing activities. Try every day. The social media is there. The TV. For example, I went on TV here in Lagos on TVC. That video now has gotten 7,700 views. Can you imagine how many people have viewed that video? I've seen and known who Emeka Nobis is. So you must be at the center of marketing your book. That's number one. Decide that you must deliberately decide to be marketing your book. Then number two is you have to consistently create content around the book so that people can understand what your book is all about. So
Hmm.
take your book, read through your book. You can create as many pieces of content from your chapters, from your sub chapters, from the topics, from the sub themes. I tell individuals in my book now, I can have 300 different pieces of content that I can create from my book from all the chapters,
Hmm.
stories around it. So the more you create, you are coming from different angles. People will say, oh, okay, you talked about this today. Didn't really occur. This didn't really touch me. Tomorrow you may come from another angle, and the person, oh, okay, this is cool. This is cool. And then they say, okay, I think I need this book. They'll buy. Next tomorrow you come from a different angle. That's it. Accompany those things with different pictures that you're even taking. So for me, I'm taking different pictures. I'm going around with my book, place my book somewhere, take a picture, hold it in my hand, give it to a girl, give it to a guy. Different pictures. Put it on top of the seat, put it in front of the mirror, put it in front of the TV, do a selfie. Different things that different pictures and different pieces of content that I put out there for people to pay attention. Number three is that you can decide to use the strategy of tours, all right? So you tour around. You can do tours, like we are here. People are going to buy our books tomorrow, so you may not be as big as we are, but you can start out from somewhere, small stuff that you can start doing. All right, start out from your city. Get 20 people inside a hall. Speak to them. Pitch your book to them. Let them buy your book. So you can use tours. It can work. Number four, the another strategy is public speaking. So you have to learn how to do public speaking. All right, become a master of something. Become a master of something so that people can be calling you to come and speak. For me, for example, people call me to come and speak on personal branding. People call me to speak on leadership. People call me to speak on marketing, sales. All right. So when I go to speak at this event, I go along with my books. I go along with my books. So when I'm done speaking, some individuals buy, and that's the way I've made sales. Another thing is that because by the time you start becoming a public speaker that is in demand, you can now use your book as a bargaining tool. So people can come to me now and tell me, okay, Mecca, how much do you charge to speak? Truthfully, right now, I charge 500,000 naira to speak for 45 minutes to 1 hour. That's what I charge. So you can imagine this session that I'm doing now. if I'm going to charge, how much I would have charged to just be speaking like this. So they can, oh, we cannot pay. Oh, I will say, okay, are you able to buy 200,000 naira worth of my books? If you do that, and you buy, let's say my book is, let me use an example of one of my books. Your book will sell. It's 5,000 naira. So I say, okay, can you buy 40 copies of your book will sell? That's 200,000 naira, and then you will give me the privilege of sharing it inside the hall to certain individuals as my spirit leads. Okay, yes, we can do that. They pay me 200,000 naira. Then I tell them, okay, take care of my logistics for coming. They say, okay, that's fine, and they'll take care of my logistics. So on that very day, I am the one sharing out those 40 copies of my book, those copies of my book. I could be speaking, I can see someone I like, I call in, take, or somebody asks a very good question, I say, take. So that moment, as I've given away those books to people inside of the hall, my book is going to go with them to their homes. Other individuals are going to see the book. They're like, who wrote this book, Seth? And they reach out, who knows? They may reach out to me and all that. So public speaking is one of the strategies that you have to utilize to be able to sell your book. Another one is being able to have conversations. So wherever you go, understand that you're the ambassador for your book. You need to be able to be having conversations concerning the topic of your book. So your topic of your book could be anything. A message of your book could be anything. But if you go in certain places, all right, and people are saying certain things that your book could solve those problems, all right. So start having those conversations. All right. Have conversations. Let people know that that's the book that you're offering, and then they want to buy. Another strategy is to utilize influencer marketing. So find influencers who have good followership. Reach out to them. Two things can happen. Number one is that they can tell you that they will write about your book or market your book to their own audience, and for everybody who buys, they get a share. That's a fair deal. Or you pay them outrightly for them to influence your book. So that's one way that you can also make money from your book, by selling your book, a strategy. Another one is radios and TV appearances. Well, for that to happen, sometimes your brand must be a brand that people have started really paying attention to, so that they can invite you to radio and TV. Else, you have to pay. You know how much it costs now to go on air. So, but then that's part of marketing. So you pay for appearances, and people get to listen to you. And then the other thing you can do is to go live on your timeline. All right, as we are live right now, you can go live and talk about your book. Let people come and ask you questions. All right, go live, talk about your book, pitch to people, tell them they should buy your book. And don't be shameful about it. Be shameless about your pitching, and keep pitching and pitching and pitching. Another thing you can do from time to time is to do special discounts. So, for example, on my birthday, I did a special discount on my birthday. So I cut off 1,000 naira from my book, for my books actually, and I didn't lose so much. I didn't lose. All right, so just cutting off one, like for example, the cost per production of my book, your book will sell, is less than 1,000 naira, and I sell for 5,000. So I have a lot of profit still on top. So if I remove 1,000 naira, I shouldn't die. I won't die. So I do that, and then people start to buy, on those kind of special days. So there are lots and lots of strategies that you can utilize, but I just mentioned a few, and people who can decide to take these things into practice will begin to see the results.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then one thing I can say also is, you can plan out the launch of your book so that you make a lot more money from the book. So I'm writing a book called Shameless Marketing to be released in 2024. So I've already started the marketing now. This is 2022. And this is what, if you notice this is what people who want to release blockbuster movies do. They start marketing. If you remember Wakanda, okay? If you remember Wakanda, they started marketing way ahead of time, creating the tempo, creating the momentum. Immediately the movie came out, boom, people began to rush the theaters. And money started to pour in. All right, so take some time, plan your launch, so that there are so many strategies you can utilize. There's waiting list, which is the one I'm doing now. So as I am pitching about my book, I'm talking about my book, I have a waiting list. So if you like
Mm.
to know about the book more and you want to buy the book, you join the waiting list. So when it's getting to the time that I want to launch the book, I speak to the waiting list and say, okay, this is time for pre-order of your book. Go ahead now and
Mm.
start pre-ordering. But then for you to make something that will make people to want to really pre-order your book, we put in what we call bonuses or what we
Mm.
call stacks, right? So for example, one of the things I want to do for people who will order pre-order your book, pre-order Shameless Marketing will be that all through the year 2023, I'm doing 1 minute videos, 1 minute
Mm.
videos. So I record myself. So all those 1 minute videos, 365 videos, will go into a flash drive. So if you order my book, the flash drive will accompany the book to your to you when you buy it. So those videos could be prompts. Companies can use them. Marketing departments can use them. All right. So that is it. So a whole lot that people can do. And
Yes,
another
sir.
thing sometimes people do, which is another strategy, is if your book has a cost-driven approach. What I mean is that, for example, your book may be dealing with let's say wife battering or domestic abuse or drug abuse or something like that.
Mm.
You can pitch that book to an organization, an NGO. An NGO can now sponsor, get thousands of copies of the book and give away to people. So you can pitch that. One other thing, some things I've seen some people do, pitching to politicians. For example, now you know that elections are around the corner. You can pitch your
Mm.
book to politicians that you believe in their causes, and then they
Mm.
buy it. They can even brand it in their name and say
Mm.
something like donated by, let's say, for example, P2B or Shiwaju, you know what I mean,
Mm.
or Atiku,
Yeah.
something like that. So they
Yeah.
put it on top of your book, and then they can give that out. It's a means of also selling your book and getting your book
Mm.
out there into the marketplace. I remember
Mm.
somebody did that thing. It was Laura. If you remember,
Mm.
Laura EKG. So
Yeah.
Laura EKG got some football stars. You know, her husband
Mm.
is the brother to I think one Kokano or something. I can't remember. All right, so they got stars, Nigerian
Mm.
stars, football stars, and they bought the books. They paid money, and people. She produced the books, and then she went to a shopping mall, and she was just dashing the books out like that to people,
Mm.
because people had they already paid for those books. So there's a whole lot when it has to do with book marketing. It's just to
Mm.
consistently put out stuff there and see how people are giving you feedback, and you keep
Mm.
retweaking and getting better. So that's what it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guys, tonight has been a full meal. A full meal. I'm going to rewatch this. I even as you were speaking, I have a current book that I'm launching, and as you were
Okay.
just speaking, I was like, yeah, I'm going live. I need to go live for that book. There's a whole plan I need to put in place, and this has really, really, really helped. Thank you again, sir, for coming up. Thank you for your patience and understanding again. I think I'll never really forget that actually. Thank you for your patience and thank you for your understanding.
You're
Guys, we
welcome.
can't see comments here, but we have copies of your book we sell from Sir Emeka Nobis that we will be giving out. We'll put out a post after this one, the giveaway post for you to win. But you have to be in Lagos. Yeah, you have to be in Lagos to get a copy. And if possible, I'd ask our team member Odunayo if she can be at the authors meetup at Surulere. When is he holding inside? Is it the one you said you want
Yes,
to hold with about 25
yeah,
persons?
it's still Larry, but I've not confirmed the address yet.
Okay. Okay. If possible, those who win or who would be there, you can pick up. I'll see how that would happen. Well, thank you, sir. I
You're
want
welcome.
to just end with one final. I don't want to keep you, but I feel like that's one thing on my heart. Could you please speak to the mindset of whether my book will actually sell or not? Now, like this is not the author carrying out the strategies, but this is the thinking of I'm not so sure if I would sell, or I'm not so sure if I can really make a lot of money?
That's a very limiting mindset. The thing is that your role, don't be bothering yourself whether somebody will buy or not. Your role is to take the book and put it in the faces of people. That is your role. So stop bothering yourself in your head. You have done a good work. Your role is to put that book out in the public, let people begin to connect. So stop thinking, will it sell? Will it not sell? How will you know if it will sell except by putting it out there in the faces of people? So your mind, will it not sell? How will you now find out that it will sell? It's by putting it out there. So your role is to have conversations. Your role is consistently put it out there, and then just allow it. Just keep doing. There's something about for the cloud to release rain. There has to be the feeding of the cloud, Abi. So that's the way. Just keep feeding your cloud. Keep feeding your cloud, and then the rain will start pouring. That's how it is.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm going to release you now.
Thank you.
Thank you. From both I and the team at Beautiful Fit Publishing, we don't take this for granted at all.
You're welcome.
And we are so, so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you then.
Thank you.
All right, good night.
Thank you. Yeah, good night. And thank you everyone who joined. Please watch out for the next post on how to win your copy of Your Book Will Sell. We're going to put out that giveaway post now. You will see the details for you to win. Just enter for it, and it's going to help you along in your book journey. Thank you for joining us tonight, and have a good night. I trust that this session has been a blessing to you. Comment below, let us know what did you learn. And also don't forget that the offer for learning book marketing strategies from authors and publishers whose works have been multiplied all over the world. Also to get the 12-week marketing workbook and ebook from us. And if you don't want that, let us help you craft out a marketing plan for you tailored to your own book message. The offer is still available until August 10th, 2022. Click on the link in the description box below to get it now. Feel free to share this video to someone else who is going to bless, and see you on the other side. Follow us on our social media channels, Instagram and Facebook at Beautiful Fit Publishing. We want to work with you and we want to share your success stories with your book. Bye for now.